we're live.
All right. Thank you for joining us here today. My name is Gail Watson. I am founder and CEO of Women Speakers Association and WSA Publishing, and we are here on a virtual book tour. We're sharing with you today some amazing women, and I want to just dive right in and just pull them up here. So we have I have the proud honor to shine the spotlight on these amazing women who are transforming the lives of those around them through loving dedication and compassion. It's been a true privilege to get to know each woman's story. Each one of these women who you meet here today, their stories have been chosen as they share personal journeys, some through struggle and challenges, some through the eyes of others. They share the gifts that they have received from their journeys, and they are here to share them with you, to serve you, and to make a difference. These women know that by sharing their stories, they reimagine the boundaries of what is possible and that their influence in this world is limitless. In today's world, it is so important that we share our voice, share our message, because every message matters. And as you get to know each of these authors, please support them by purchasing their book, by sharing out on your Facebook pages this book tour. These women have worked hard all year long on this project, and it's time to celebrate them and support them. So please welcome the women, the authors of Voices of the 21st Century. Okay, so let's jump in. Really excited to have all of you here. And let's go around the room and let's get to know everybody. So first I want to start with, I want to welcome Annette. And Annette, please share with us your story and what inspired you to share your story.
Yeah, so thank you so much. My name is Annette Lacerta, and I just truly appreciate being part of this. So thank you, Gail. And just a little bit of my story. I can read a couple sentences of my chapter, and then I can go into the background of why I did this. But I have a little excerpt that is making a lifelong commitment to honor God led me to a healthier lifestyle. By consuming the proper nourishment, I have experienced improved health, and I no longer feel controlled by chronic digestive issues or energy lows. Since taking responsibility for my own health, I've experienced so much physical and emotional healing. This is the gift that I want others to experience. So I really like how you had mentioned a gift, because going through, and this is what inspired me, really is my own health journey. And instead of looking at it as, like a woe is me and this is an issue and why did this happen, I turned it around as I really started to focus on, for me, God, on a higher power, is that this is actually a gift and it's a blessing. That I was going through so many different things, not during the time. It took me a while to really realize that, but to notice that this truly became a blessing for me to really give, for me, number one, and then to give to others and serve others to help them, because I know that I'm not, of course, the only one going through this. And that's what really inspired me, was knowing that as I started to shift things with my health, that if I can do it, and I know everybody says this, right? Like, if I can do it, so can you. But it's true. If I can do it, anybody can do it. And it takes a little time, but it's really shifting your focus and, making sure that you are committed to take your health into your own hands and to just be responsible for you. And it's just such an empowering feeling when you actually take that responsibility, when you make that commitment and investment in yourself. And that's what I did. And that's what I wanted to share with everyone.
That's so awesome, Annette. Thank you so much, because it is a true gift when we can get a handle of our health and know that we can play a really big role in keeping it strong. So Annette, where can we get a copy of your book?
Yes, it could be found on my business page, or my website. It is passionettepalette.com. So it's PASSIONETTEPALATE.com. And so it's because I'm very passionate about what we eat. So hence the word, it's a play on my name. So Annette Passionette, but also through Linktree / my last name, which is LICITRA with a C at the end. So it'll be on my website.
Thank you. And just a word to everybody watching us and joining us on the tour right now. I am going to be asking each one of these wonderful ladies here to share where you can get a personal copy of their book. You see, they each have their own custom covered book with their name on it. And so they have opened it up for you that you can reach out directly to them and get an autographed copy sent directly to you. So really think about it. And if there's a story that speaks to you, we encourage you to reach out to one or all of the many ladies here today and get connected. So awesome. Thank you, Annette. All right. So now moving on, let's Kim Combs, why don't please share with us what inspired you to share your story and a few lines from it.
Sure. So Kim Combs, thank you so much for having me today. I was inspired. I sat back and thought, so my chapter is a letter to a dear younger me. And I sat back and really thought, if I could only say one thing to myself or one thing to anyone, really, what wisdom would I want to give? And so that's what really inspired me, as well as being a part of just this beautiful group with all of these inspiring ladies. I love the fact that this is a group effort. That really drew me as well. So I'm going to read a little tidbit from mine, if you will. And again, it's a letter to a younger self. And so I am here to tell you, when you let go of the control and let God work within you, you find freedom. When you surrender those feelings to being overwhelmed and underappreciated to God, you let Him move in your life. So mine's all about surrender.
I love that. Surrender, a powerful move that we can do. So Kim, where can we get a copy of your book?
So you can get it on Stripe, and it's with my last name /Kim Combs, or you can also connect with me. My company is Bright Spots, and you can connect with me there, and you can just email me, kim@brightspots.life.
Well, you're definitely a bright spot. And thank you for sharing your beautiful message in this book. All right, Heather Markell, you're up. Please share with us what inspired you to share your story and some lines from it.
Thank you. Thank you, Gail, for putting this together. Building on what we've already heard, I have to say one amazing part of this journey has really been meeting the amazing women who have shared their stories in this book too. And I wrote my story because I was in corporate for over 25 years. I was deeply, deeply unhappy. And I felt like, I think I let my head lead my life, and my head was very logical and worried about money and security. And my heart was just, calling me, please, please do something else. And that struggle between my head and heart eventually became physical pain. And I am lucky that I finally chose to follow my heart. And my chapter is called How Following My Heart Changed My Life. And I wrote it because I know there's so many people out there. You may or may not, like me, want to travel full time, but you may just want to do something different with your life. And so I hope that my story inspires you to listen to your heart and let your heart work together with your head. And so I'm just going to read a brief excerpt from my chapter. How Following My Heart Changed My Life. So on my flight to Costa Rica, I felt for once like I was in the right place. In line for immigration, my heart literally soared. And in my head, her voice thanked me for this journey. I can't remember my heart feeling such happiness before then.
Beautiful. And right from the beginning, you have been such a journey. You've been writing your story all around the world. I mean, when you
Yes.
first started, you were couch surfing somewhere in Australia.
Yep. I've been
Beautiful
everywhere. Yep.
Yeah, you've been everywhere. You're amazing. It's been a true privilege to work with you on this. Okay, let's go into the amazing Natasha Williams, who you share a great story, and we'd love to know what inspired you to share a little piece of it as well.
Yes, thank you. And hello, everyone. I am so proud to be a part of this project. It has just been an amazing experience. The title of my story is Overcoming Underliving and Start Living Your Best Life Ever. And let me tell you, the last 8 months have been a whirlwind of just changes in my life that I never expected. And I decided to share this story because even though I was successful in my corporate job, I felt like I was still underliving to the standards that I had personally set for myself. And then 8 months ago, I almost died, literally died. And then that was a big wake-up call for me. And I said, you know what? I don't want to die with my music still inside. I want to make sure that I get all my dreams out, and I'm not going to let, financial situation or, the need to have a secure corporate job stop me. I'm going to step out on faith and I'm going to go for it. And I was just blessed to be surrounded by a whole bunch of people. My health is great now, just all the support. And I said, you know what? Each one should reach one, because a lot of people are going through this. It may not be a physical death, but it could be a death of just hopes and dreams and stuff like that, which means you're not living your life to the fullest. Something like what Heather said, it's all about go with your heart and everything else will come. So I share that story in my book, and I shared tips on how I decided to reinvent myself so I could start overcoming underliving and start living the life that I really want.
And that you do. Following you on Facebook and just always seeing you live life to the fullest, even though going through a very serious illness. And, and you go with that smile on your face, and really, really appreciate you. So where can we get a copy of your book, Natasha?
To get a copy of my book, you can go to my website, natashaewilliams.com, or you can email me at natasha@bossladiestv.com. And then you can get the six secrets that I shared in the book. It's powerful. It changed my life. And it will change.
Right. You do that. You're awesome. So I know we have people joining us on the tour right now. So welcome. We encourage you to put your questions in the chat box. These women are here to connect with you. This book, Voices of the 21st Century, Conscious Caring Women Who Make a Difference, is here for you. And every single one of the authors that are in this book want to connect with you. All their personal contact information is in the book. You can learn more about them, and these stories are here for you. Remember that. All right. So a very special person that kicked off our book and wrote a personal poem, which we're going to hear at the end of this tour. Her name is Zanita Johns, an amazing woman. Zanita, please share the story that you shared and some words.
Sure. Thanks, Gail. I love all this talk about heart. Makes me think about passion. I'm a poet. That's my passion. In my chapter, I wrote a letter to my younger self, like Kim. I had watched a lot of interviews over the last 2 years, and one of the most famous, repeated questions that gets asked is, what would you say to your younger self? So I'm going to share a piece from my chapter. It says, legendary poet Maya Angelou is one of the most eloquent women to walk this earth. She said, if you're going to live, leave a legacy, make a mark on the world that cannot be erased. Her message makes people stand taller, including yourself. Like Angelou, your voice matters. Your creative expressions will inspire people worldwide. That's a piece from my chapter.
You're awesome. And your books on poetry are phenomenal. So how can we connect with you Zanita, because we know that you have your book of poems are also awesome, and you've released another book. So please share with us where we can connect.
You may find my books at zanexpressions.com. I'd be happy to sign them for you and send them to you quickly. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay. So while there's a lot of love and heart going around, we all know that we have to shine. And we have Glimmer Learning, Lisa Hannigan, who shares her story. So Lisa, please share with us what inspired you to do so.
Oh, well, thank you. Yes. Well, I thoroughly enjoyed being a part of this experience. Just, like Heather was saying, these women are amazing. And the stories, I've been taking the time to read each one. I waited till the book came out and reading each one and spending some one-on-one time with some of the authors. Now that I'm reading them, it's just been so phenomenal. So what inspired me to write the story was to be able to share the reason why I started my business. And the chapter is called Second Glances, Adjusting Your Lens for Harmony. And it really is about taking time to take another look and to look inside yourself and to consider sharing your voice and your message with the world, and to make sure that you're not missing out on those opportunities for sharing your experiences with other people, no matter whether you think that those experiences are good or bad. I'm asking you to kind of look inside yourself and take another glance. And what I chose to share was just something that helped me to get through some things during this experience. So I'm going to share this excerpt. It's funny. One of the tips I share with my clients to help them feel more confident on camera is to smile and look directly at the lens. It sounds so simple, yet I found myself often using the tip as I traveled my journey to stay in what I call my sunshine and sparkle zone. You see, I am always learning as I travel toward harmony too.
I love that. That's awesome. And Lisa, how can we connect with you?
Well, I'm definitely all over social media, so you can connect with me anywhere on social media. You can get a copy of my book. I have a link inside my Instagram, but I also have a link tree with a specific area all about my book and some special bonuses for my book as well. So it's linktree/Glimmer Learning.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And as you can hear right now, we have some amazing stories that are all coming together. And when we all first came together just about a year ago to start this project, we had a really great leader that guided us through and took us through each stage and held our hand the whole way. She also contributed an amazing piece in this book, her own story. So I'd like to introduce you to the amazing Laura Rubinstein.
Thank you so much, Gail. It's so fun to be on the other side of the interview.
Right.
I was so inspired by all the authors that came into this book. I just couldn't not write a piece. And as we're coming out of 2 years into a pandemic, and we had all this change going on, and even in our own author circle here with Natasha, Life and Death, and Heather on the other side of the world, and just going through all your travel journeys, we journeyed together. And my story title is Reinvention is a Way of Life, or As a Way of Life, I should say. And because it really is, even if we weren't in this global situation, it happens anyway. So here's a little excerpt from the book, or my story. Clarity is key in all reinvention, and there's no formula to follow. I had to put my soul, heart, and feelings in charge, and then allow my mind and my brain to do the figuring out once those in charge gave me the direction. Wow, what a journey of entrepreneurship and letting my creative side out that ensued over the past 23 years.
Beautiful. And just publicly, I'd love to really thank you for all that you've done with this book and to guide us all as authors and make this journey a special one and to really unite us and help us build relationships and get to know one another. So thank you very much, Laura.
Thank you, my honor.
And how can we connect with you?
You can connect with me. Well, this is my passion project at femininepowercards.com would be a great place to connect.
Awesome. All right. Okay, moving on. Oh, we have Dr. Gloria Gonzalez. I'd love for you to share a piece about your story and what inspired you to write it.
Thanks for having me. I feel that part of what drove me to write and really to do what I do every morning when I wake up is that we're here to fulfill a purpose. And in that process of self-actualization, I feel that it's more than just about ourselves, that we're here to connect with others. And we are here to really see how our gifts and talents can make the world a better place, but also transform other people's lives. And often we think our day-to-day activities don't do that. But my story talks about a woman who deeply impacted my life. And I'm going to share a little excerpt from my chapter and then tell you a bit more about her. And so my journey began, a journey into a world that I struggled to navigate for years to come. That empty chair came to me many different things as I saw my family perceived and in the educational system. Coming from an immigrant family, really not knowing a language and trying to navigate the school system and feeling like I was really misunderstood by being placed in special education. There was a teacher who really saw beyond all of those challenges and encouraged not only me, but my entire family to see possibilities. And now I'm just so grateful for what she inspired within me that I've dedicated my life to do educational consulting and work on a global level to really help school districts and students and families, particularly those underserved and from culturally and linguistically diverse backgrounds, see how they can thrive and see how they have limitless possibilities and really shift the thinking to seeing how in that self-actualization process, they can also serve others. And so I do feel that's my lifelong calling, is to put my gifts into the world and also connect with others and serve others, because in doing so, they can then have that ripple effect and impact and transform other people's lives. And I think that often gets overlooked. Often we think we have to do something very grandiose, but in our day-to-day living and our day-to-day actions, if we're really conscientious and mindful, we really can transform lives. And so I've dedicated my entire career to this, and I wanted to share that story.
That's awesome. Shout out to all the teachers out there. You do make a difference. Do you see how you can transform lives? Gloria, love that story and honoring teachers and the work that you do now, helping families immigrating into the country, educating people, getting them going. Love you for that. So how can we connect with you?
So the best way to connect would be through my website, teachtothrive.com. And I'm happy to send you a copy of my book and just connect in other ways as well as people on this earth trying to make a difference.
And that you do. And I want to thank you for sharing your heart and your story in this book. All right. Well, we have Nok Tran joining us as well. Nok, please share with us your story and some insight to it.
Thank you, Gail. Thank you for having me here. And my story is that I share my life story have many times where I pivoted, because each of us has our life's journey, and we get to decide at what point, what path we take. And certain path will lead us in a certain way. And so in my book, I shared different ways that I pivoted in my life as a refugee coming to the US and the impact that it had on me. And in times when I was my divorce, and that was a huge pivot for me in deciding what I needed to do to rebuild my career and my life as a single mom. And also when the pandemic happened, how I pivoted to leave a career, a corporate career like Heather and Natasha how I always felt like there was something missing. I was always doing business on the side and it was never enough and I wasn't fulfilling my dreams. And so that was a time when I pivoted in my life too. And now I'm able to share all the experience I have to create multiple streams of income and share with others how to do the same thing. And so what I like to share is an excerpt in my book that I had. In time of crisis, we get to choose the experiences of our life's journeys. We either pivot or we continue down the path of allowing the crisis to metamorphosize out of control. As I reflect upon my 50-year life journey, there have been many pivotal moments where if I had chosen a different path, my life would have turned. So what I share here is that we all get to choose which path we want. And from that path, we get to decide how we live the life we want to live and what we get to live a legacy to change other people's lives. And so that's, sharing my story there.
Nok, you're an amazing person because you have gone through so much, so much, and there's a lot more to you that when we were able to get to know in just this short piece of time. And I love that what you do today and how you help people build wealth, and you're so positive and so encouraging every single time. So I want to thank you for all that you do, and always with a smile on your face.
Thank you.
So how can we get connected with you?
You can find me on my website is NOCTran.com. And my book is there. I'm also at a few local store in Alameda, about several locations that I've asked them, and they're carrying my book.
That's right. Way to go. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining this tour. I hope if you're watching this right now, I hope you're feeling like how I'm feeling right now. These stories are powerful. They are true. These are women, for everyday women that are out here in this world, and they're sharing their gifted message with you. They're simply here to make a difference with you in your life or the lives of other people. So please connect with me. These are voices of the 21st century. These are conscious, caring women, and you should get to know each and every one of them. So at the beginning of the book, because we have the great Zanita Johns, who's an amazing poet, when after we started collecting a lot of the stories and we started to hear that the theme come through, she used her brilliance and put together a custom poem that we use as the dedication in this book, and it really summarizes all of these stories in one beautiful piece. So Zanita, could you please or would you please be willing to read that poem to all of us to end our tour?
I would be delighted to share the poem. It is entitled Caring Exchange. You enter a park lined with benches. On each sits a woman who cares. Imagine their hands extended toward you and their minds of subconscious prayers. Imagine their hopes, imagine their dreams. Conscious women are living full lives. They are doctors, teachers, executives, and such, business owners, writers, and wives. One says, smiling, "Come, sit or stand. I have lessons and stories to tell." You sit by her and smile when she adds, "Welcome, your presence is swell." She leans in and asks, "What is on your mind?" Her compassion is touching your soul. You also have stories and lessons to share, and some secrets you have never told. She says, "Take your time, dear sister. Please relax. I offer my time to you. Share your secrets, share your stories. The world needs to hear your truth. You ponder her request to open your heart, then you proceed to inquire about hers. Both invitations are genuine because a mutual exchange is preferred. Together, you trade stories of joy and pain as you laugh and you cry out loud. You stand taller when finished. Your load is lighter. You are emotionally and spiritually endowed. That was Caring Exchange. Thank you.
That's beautiful. And a line that you just shared, the world needs to hear your truth.
Yes.
That's so beautiful. And that's what each of these ladies have done here in this book, is shared their truth with you. I encourage you to connect with each one. And just before we sign off, there's one woman that we need to get the address of where we can connect with her. That's Heather Markell. Heather, where can we
Yes, you can connect with me and buy my copy of the book at heatherbegins.com, either on the main page or / buy the book.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
And remember, these stories, when you reach out to these authors, you're supporting them. It took great courage for them to come out and share their individual stories. And by reaching out, you're going to receive an autographed copy that they can personalize for you. They want to do that. And think about if there's stories or a book that you'd like to give as a gift. Think about not just getting one for yourself. Think about getting 10 and gifting them out. They are beautiful gifts. I use them all the time as gifts for clients. Think about it. We need to be recognized more than ever. These last 2 years, we've been a little isolated. And what a beautiful way to share with another woman, not somebody special in your life, that you see them and you want to inspire them and you want to make a difference in these lives. These stories will do that. I want to thank each and every one of the authors that have been a part of this book and shared their stories and their journeys. And to you, watching our tour and being a part of this tour, we want to thank you for your time, and please share this out on your social media platforms. We'd love to get these ladies' voices all over the world. So thank you again, and wherever you are in this world, we wish you a great day.